Hello gang, and welcome to another episode of Displaying-Model-Behaviour, the Earth's mightiest video podcast, where I bring you the nerdy news that you need to know about. Heck, it's the only news that matters, and that's good news. Why was I starting this episode in the fridge? I don't know, I'm in the bunker again, I'm back in my parents' house, it's like it's 2020, except things don't suck. In fact, I dare say they're pretty darn awesome. But you know what? There's a whole bunch of nerdy news that you need to know about. Do you want to hear about it? Here it goes. This is definitely the big reveal for today's episode. Remad Toys have available for pre-order over at 5K Toys right now. They're not Spider-Man 3, Thomas Hayden Church, Sandman. If you know, you know. And considering how good this face sculpt is, I think we all know. This is a little bit beautiful. So this is 1/12 scale, the Good Lord's scale. What did I say before? The Good Lord's scale. I don't know. But it's a great recreation of one of the villains, or not kind of villains, antagonists, I guess, from Sam Raimi's Spider-Man 3. I like the soft goods. I like the extra additions. One thing that I would have actually appreciated is if they had a head that was not so Thomas Hayden Church. That is his name, isn't it? I'm going to say it with confidence as if it is, because I would have liked this for a generic comic book style Sandman. That would be amazing. But the big selling point for me, of course, is also the Sandman base that he comes with as well. This diorama piece of the display, oh, dude, Brother Jack, that looks amazing. I love the fact that we've now got a Sam Raimi third-party Venom, which looks awesome. And now we've got this Sandman too, with the swappable hands and the battle-damaged head. So great. Really impressive. I love the fact that this is happening, considering that I saw this on display at Tokyo Wonderfest, or Shanghai Wonderfest. And I was like, that looks great, but is it actually going to happen? And the answer is yes. Yes, it is. And you can pre-order it right now over at 5K Toys. Hot Toys have just revealed their Father Predator from Predator Badlands. And it's a wicked design for a character in a movie that I don't think time is going to be too kind to. I think generally when Predator Badlands came out, people, myself included, were like, hey, this is a fun new take on the Predator. But to be honest, it was just a Marvel Star Wars style story with a Predator coat of paint on it. And ultimately, I think it was pretty forgettable. Plus, how did you train the little spitty thing to sit on your shoulder and fire on your command? That's just silly. But the design of the Father Predator? That was pretty cool. Even if it kind of mixes up Predator lore and plays fast and loose with what us hardcore freak nerds, which I'm calling myself that, what we consider to be Predator franchise, it still is a fun new take on the characters, so I ain't mad at it. I just don't feel like it's going to stand the test of time as one of the best Predator films, which I thought Prey was. Anyway, this is going to be up for pre-order very soon, and if you are collecting Hot Toys Predators, then this will absolutely be a showpiece for that kind of display. Available at Target right now. I'm starting to cover more available now type figures because people say that they like it when I talk about what's literally on the shelves now, rather than just covering pre-orders and reveals. So we've got the Playmates Last Ronin Ninja Turtles figures. And I kind of like these because it feels like a weird juxtaposition where Last Ronin is such a grim, gritty, adult-style story. And then we're getting these very kiddie-looking action figures. And I kind of like the weird mashup of that. And if you do too, then these are available right now over at Target. For oh so many years, may I even dare say, since the dawn of time, man has asked one question. Where's Wally? Well, you know what? He's right here. I found him. Congratulations. Blitzway. You were the guys to bring him to our attention. And I say Wally, but is it Waldo? Let me check my notes here. Okay, yes, it's Waldo in America. In England, it's Wally. A weird change that I don't really see the point in, but yeah, for us, we had Teenage Mutant Hero Turtles, and where's Wally? Because reasons, I guess. So if you grew up desperately trying to find Waldo, it just feels weird in my mouth. It's like a Waldo salad. Is it like Where's Wally with raisins, nuts, and apple? Go figure. Anyway, It's a good-looking picture. It's a good-looking figure. I'm not redoing that. I'm playing fast and loose, just like the namers of Waldo were doing. So yeah, Blitzway, they do great stuff. They did an amazing Pac-Man line not that long ago, and now they're doing Waldo as well. And yeah, if you like the character, if you grew up with him, then now you can get an action figure of him as well. My only question is, now that we've found him, what will the human race do? Rebuild, I guess. Now we must rebuild. Scusa me. It's my pleasure to introduce you to my Samoan bulldozer, Umaga. Man, whatever happened to Armando Alejandro Estrada? Finally, we got a classic old school manager with an amazing sing-along gimmick. And WWE were like, nah, don't need that. That's sometimes companies deserve to fail. I say about the multi-billion-dollar company that's making more money than it ever has. Anyway, Umaga is getting the Ultimates treatment from Mattel. He's up for pre-order now. This is the OG. Well, he's not the OG Umaga. Umaga, or Umanga, as William Regal called him. When he first debuted, he had big, puffy hair, and then in his very next appearance, it was all braided down. Anyway, the Ultimates line is an amazing line for WWE figures and bodes real well for the new Mattel DC figures if they do this kind of style with them. So if you're a fan of mid-2000s WWE, boy, that was a tough time to be a fan. Well, you can pre-order this Umaga. Folks, this episode is sponsored by no one. Nothing. I'm a one-man band. No one on the bass, no one on the keys, no one on the sax. Just me, baby, which means that I only can do this because of your support. So if you wouldn't mind giving me a thumbs up, I'd be really grateful. And if you're really, want to get in there and get in with the mud of model behavior, I don't know why you'd want to do that, but you can actually support the channel with a YouTube channel membership or a Patreon subscription. Either of those literally help me have the money to have the time to make these episodes so that I'm not going out and doing anything else to make a living that I'm not already doing. So I can sit here and film and edit. So everyone who supports the channel, thank you so much. You let me do what I do, and I'm so grateful for that. All right. Enough with the gratitude. Now bask in my glory as I tell you about the only news that matters. And that's good news. I've done that already. This is in the middle of the video. So there you go. You got a third one. All right, on with the news. So this is kind of cool. Fantasy Forge over at 5K Toys, where you can order them, are doing these Ant Warrior figures. So this is a blind box initiative. Apparently there are 6 different variants with one particularly unique one. What's unique about it? I don't know. I can only go from the pictures they've given us. I'm not a huge fan of blind boxes. I like to know what I'm getting. I don't like the gambling element. I don't have the money to fiddle around hoping that I get what I want. No. I want to get what I pay for and pay for what I get. I'm old school like that. But you know what? These ants, they do hit a slight nostalgia bone for me because these remind me of the old movie Them, which is a classic old 1950s B-movie, black and white giant ants movie. It was really good fun. A big part of my childhood was watching that. But these, they look kind of fun and funky. To be honest, they kind of give me the goo-goo jeebies. But if you would like some big-ass ant warrior characters, well, you can pre-order them over at 5K Toys. XSSRION Studio have revealed a couple of new demonic voice angels. I had to really focus hard to lock in all of those names there. So these are 2 new anime-style characters that are part of a wave. They're XSSRION, if that's how you pronounce their name. They kicked off about a year ago, so the first couple are available on 5K Toys now. And it's like this witch demon rock band group that they're putting together, which is just a whole bunch of fun words that haven't been combined to describe action figures before until these guys came along. And one of the big selling points is that they're kind of modular. You can swap different pieces and parts out, and I just kind of dig it. So we're getting 2 new additions. that are going to be up for pre-order very, very soon. In the meantime, like I said, they've got the original ones that are still available. And this is just kind of a fun, ridiculous, reminds me of a kind of a Monster High sort of look style to the characters. And yeah, it's a fun line to follow along with. For all you deep-cut Resident Evil fans, y'all are eating pretty well right now with the third parties who are doing the unofficial Resident Evil figures. We just had a couple of new Leons revealed, one of whom is in his Resident Evil 4 gear. Well, one of the biggest, most memorable parts of that game is when he's riding his little boat across the lake and battling all the big monsters. Well, God bless this third-party company, whose name I can't remember, but I will put below. No, I'm going to check it just in case the caption messes up. Patriot Studios. There you go. We got it. And that's available at 5K Toys. There you go. Patriot Studios at 5K Toys. They're calling this the DLC 3 edition. There's a DLC 2, which is a throne that characters can sit in. But the little rowing boat, I really like that because it's very creepy. Like that reminds me also of The Last of Us Part 2. Something about an old wooden creaky rowing boat. Like, yeah, no one's ever paddled that out to go and do a good thing. So this is available for pre-order over at 5K Toys right now. Let's go, Bob. Premium Collectible Studios. Oh yeah, it's Statue Corner. Today with an interesting looking Wolverine bust, which honestly is good from far, but I dare say far from good. I don't like the idea they've gone with the big Wolverine head and then a couple of smaller Wolverine characters around him. Because you know what this says to me? This says Army of Darkness, Evil Dead 3. This is Ash fighting the little mini evil ashes that spawn out of his body. Tell me that's not what this looks like. So I think it's a cool concept, but ultimately maybe doesn't work in real life. They did a similar thing with Carnage and Maximum Carnage and all the different characters. That worked, I feel, because Carnage is a weird amorphous blob of a character, whereas Logan that's a human-looking character, and it just looks like these little Logans have spouted out of him. Anyway, it's still a fun-looking statue, but yeah, I think the concept might have been better than the execution. But more importantly, I really need to go watch Army of Darkness again. DC Studios have just put out a new teaser trailer for Supergirl featuring Jason Momoa's Lobo. It's only a couple of seconds long, so I won't linger, but it's great to see Jason Momoa finally decked out as the main man. And you know what? He looks absolutely perfect in the role, as we all knew he would do. So yeah, just roll on whenever it is this summer, because genuinely, I'm very much looking forward to seeing Supergirl. If it's as good as Superman, I'm going to be a very happy chappy. Over on Disney Plus, the first episode of Wonder Man has dropped, and it's so funny how divisive the reviews have been. I haven't seen it myself yet, but basically a lot of people are giving good reviews, saying it's very different from any other Marvel movie because it's not really a superhero-y type show. It's about people making a superhero show, and there are superpowers involved. And of course, it's lovely to see. Is it Ben Slattery? No, Ben Kingsley playing Tony Slattery? Is that it? Tony Slattery is a British actor-comedian who was popular in the 90s. Anyway, those were the good reviews. And then other reviews are saying it's just a real boring misfire. So all I can say is go check it out for yourself and let me know what you think, because I don't think I'm going to get around to watching it. But I'm intrigued to know what you guys make of it. For me, honestly, I'm happy to kind of pause the MCU until Doomsday. Then I'll be ready to dive back in. Today in Artist Alley, a big shout out to Macatron over on Instagram, who does these really fun, weird, quirky reinterpretations of Transformers. It's almost too hard to describe them, so instead, I highly recommend you go over to Instagram, check them out for yourself. Today's cosplay cover artist is Hanemi Cosplay. Go give her a follow on Instagram, see all the awesome work she's doing there. And folks, that does it for Good News for today. I hope you enjoyed this episode. What did you think about every item covered? Comment below and let me know. And if you like what you see here and you want to see more, then you know what you gotta do. You gotta join the 6-1 Clicks by clicking the like, share, and subscribe buttons. By doing that, you genuinely really do help out the channel, Because Lord knows, I got to battle that algorithm, man. They're trying to keep model behavior down. I swear they are. I swear they are. It's Mr. Beast. That's all they're pushing. Well, you know what, Mr. Beast? I'm coming for you, pal. All right? You and your hundreds of billions of dollars. Model behavior, we're on our way. And if you really want to help me destroy Mr. Beast, then you can also get a Patreon subscription or a channel membership. By getting one of those, you can take part in the channel member live streams, or you can vote for the upcoming episodes of As Told by Toys over on the Patreon. Speaking of As Told by Toys, there were 2 whopper episodes that came out just over the last week. TMNT X Stranger Things, and also my coverage of the video game Spider-Man 2 Enter Electro. Both of those were real labors of love, and I hope you guys can check them out and enjoy them. So hopefully that can keep you busy until the next episode. And until then, keep displaying model behavior.
Coffee, big time.